Carl here from Hot Carl Productions, and today I want to talk about the coolest and best lens that I've ever used. And the lens that we're talking about is the Atlas Orion 50mm Anamorphic 2x Silver Edition lens. It's a mouthful, but oh my god, this thing is incredible. So Atlas Lens Company, they make some amazing anamorphic lenses. They have a couple different varieties. They have the Mercury that's out now. I think those are 1.5s. These are 2x, which means there's a 2x stretch. This is a 50mm, and it's a silver edition. So silver edition anamorphic lenses basically take on lens flares from whatever light source you ping it on. So that's the difference in these. Atlas has been crushing it. They make, I would say, reasonably priced lenses, $10,000. It seems like a lot, but after using this lens, worth every cent. So I rented it for a weekend, and oh my god, I need to figure out a way to go snag one of these suckers like long term, because they are amazing. I don't want to say like you can use any one piece of gear and make things more cinematic, but legit honest, it is. So scope this out. Get the lens Friday. Saturday, go up to Seattle, shoot a music video up there. Awesome band called Blighted Eye. They wanted something that was going to look super cinematic. They said that that was like one of their main goals. They wanted something dark and moody and mysterious. And they said, hey, if you got anamorphics, let's go. Since the band had a decent budget, it's like, hey, let's scope it out and rent something really cool. And so I rented this lens. And my god, it is just a thing of beauty. So Saturday we used this lens all over the shoot on a red Komodo. And then Sunday I run out with James Sweet, the director of Jason Rising, one of my best friends, and we're gonna go goof around, and we had no plan. We didn't know what we were gonna do, so we ran around and just made a fun little short. And here, scope it out. But look at the bokeh. So you see James's face in the foreground, and then you look at the tree bokeh. And I feel like that's kind of a classic shot. Whenever you have those nice leaves in the background, it's a great opportunity. So like if you have a Helios lens or something cool, you can, focus on something in the foreground and see how the bokeh looks in the background of the leaves. It was fun to put this lens through the paces in a different environment. Saturday was like dark and mysterious. Sunday was just run and gun out in the elements. And then Sunday evening, went out to one of my favorite studios to shoot at here in the Portland, Oregon area, and it's the Wild Vision studio. Called up my friend Julian and said, hey, do you have time today? And then I called up my friend Alex and was like, Alex, let's run out and do something. And because they're both amazing and good friends, they're like, yeah, let's do something. So had a blast doing that. Scope out some shots here with Alex. So let's talk about lens flare with this lens. The lens flaring on this lens, they're just incredible. I'm gonna show you a little bit of footage here. So because it's silver edition, we had sodium vapor lights. The lens flaring looks very sodium vapor. One thing that the cheaper anamorphic lenses struggle with is lens flaring. So when I first got this review, I was so stoked. It was so nice to have an anamorphic lens that was reasonably priced, but you have a lens anywhere next to you and it's flaring, and sometimes it doesn't look good. These lens flares are the best that I've ever seen. They look good. You get streaks, you get iris stuff, you get all sorts of like those little special extras that make it feel very, very, very high end. J.J. Abrams would be happy to use this lens, I have no doubt for a second. And then with the silver edition, you end up with the ability to make the lens flares look whatever color you want. So we had an aperture MC off the side of the frame at one point, and we just had somebody kind of move in it, and you end up with either a streak, depending on where you hit the lens, or just like a little kind of like little light bokeh thing that's like moving up and down, and you know, however the person's moving it, and it's just wonderful. And so it's nice to be able to control it. I just cannot stress enough how amazing the lens is for everything. Now, they're expensive. They're around $10,000. The lens is heavy. This one's a peel mount. I don't know how many people use peel mount these days at like, I'll say like lower end levels. I know Hollywood still uses peel mounts, but I gotta say, the coolest lens that I've ever used. If you're ever looking for that like extra touch and you're like, oh, and you have it in your budget to go rent, or you can afford one of these things, go get it. Like, it is honestly amazing. So I've only played with the 50. It was in my opinion, just an amazing focal length for the shoots that we did. And I don't know, every frame was just wonderful. If you're ever trying to figure out how to make something look cinematic, again, I hate saying there's one piece of gear that can do it, but God, this thing does it. I mean, it really legit does. I don't know, it's like, it's got the extra special sauce. So a lot of the modern anamorphic lenses, like the Lao Nanomorphs, they're really nice. They look good, but they don't have, my main problem with the Nanomorphs is they don't have the extra characteristics, the extra special sauce. They're very clean, they're very modern looking. And the Atlas Orions have that, they're very modern lenses. You don't run into a lot of problems that you used to with older lenses where like you'd have to flock the interior of the lens, or maybe the focus is horrible, or it looks really bad when you breathe and there's like a weird stretch in between. Doesn't have any of those issues. And you get all the benefits of the sweet kind of like vintage characteristics in it. I mean, just the way that the lens feels when you focus from something in the foreground to the background, it looks amazing. It looks very, very pleasing to your eyes. And I don't know, like every shot with this just felt special. You cannot go wrong with these lenses. This is the way to go.